Welcome back to another episode of Foo-ology. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate the love and support we've been getting.
That's true, man.
But yeah, what's up, Eddie? What's up? What's going on with you, man?
So lately, this past week it's been crazy because we've been posting clips on TikTok and all that, and then that's been pretty good because within a few days of posting, you got like an extra 1,000. So I'm sure like there's a bunch of new people out here listening. Yeah, and then it's been kind of crazy because a bunch of family members, friends, even a coworker or something like that I'm sure they'll be listening and they'll be like, oh yeah, let me listen to your shit. I didn't even brought it up, but I'm like,
that's crazy.
Shit.
Yeah,
so it's been interesting.
Yeah, that's crazy too. We also have a special guest in the building, bro.
Yeah, we got a special guest today, man.
It's your boy Ami. I'm here with the boy Martin, the boy Eddie and shit. We're about to, talk about some real shit and shit. You know what I'm saying? We're about to have talk some real shit, have a good time.
Yeah, having a good time right now. But yeah, bro, we're talking about the views, man, and all that support that we're getting from the people, bro.
We've been getting a lot of support, man.
I know, I seen that shit. You guys got like 35K views?
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah, right now at the
40K
moment.
Views?
Yeah, and Eddie been putting in that work too, bro. Like you said, they talk about like the raza and stuff, huh? They like kind of hearing out. That's pretty cool, bro.
A lot of people following been all pretty much the Mexican side of TikTok. They've been tapping in with us. So they'll probably be listening to this, bro. And been getting a lot of feedback. People been tapping in. They'll be like,
what they be saying?
Just keep teaching. You guys got to keep sharing the info.
Bro.
And keep sharing the real shit, basically. Because it was all about the video that blew up was about the government trying to take over the Mexican households. They're trying to take the moms out and train them to be American. And then it turns out that they just want to use them for labor. Like they wanted to break up the Mexican family and then use them for like low wage labor, like seamstresses and all that kind of dumb shit. But they wouldn't be listening to them. So it's a pretty cool story and it goes really deep. And they'll be doing that shit in all kinds of ways, bro. Like they'll be trying to infiltrate and to brainwash people and all this kind of shit.
Yeah, every culture, I'd say like every culture, there's always someone that's trying to mess with it because you always have the good and the bad, right? So, I mean, you want to be the great person and lead people like to good, right? Like, but what my boy over here was saying that he said that what is it? What do you say, bro? You said something about
about good and evil.
Yeah, good and evil, bro.
So what's your take?
The evil always wins, bro. In my opinion, I think evil always wins, bro. I mean, there's good in the world, but I think there's much more evil than good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In my opinion, you know what I'm saying?
What?
So what's your take? Okay, so give us a bit of your background so the people could understand where you're coming from.
Grow up in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Grow up, fucking. Doing stupid shit, being a kid, you know what I'm saying? Fucking doing what I can, just to, get by, you know what I'm saying? Never had I never grew up with a dad, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, no?
Never grew up with a dad, mom, fucking working, fucking.
Who do you grow up with then, bro?
Shit. Shout out my cousin, fool. He's locked up right now, fucking Brandon. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you ever met him or not, but shout out Pelon, fucking locked up right now. I grew up with him. I grew up with my cousin Chris. Damn. I grew up with fucking, shout out the homie Eric, Roy Sari, that circle right there. That's who I grew up with, you know what I'm saying?
Just your
but
cousins?
never really had a role model.
Yeah.
Never had a role model. I had nobody to teach me how to be a man.
Bro.
Straight up. I had to learn that myself, you know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Had to learn that myself. And shout out Ivan, man. Shout out Ivan.
Damn.
I forgot
shout
about
out
Ivan.
To the whole world, shout out to everyone, the whole world.
I'm about to give just shout out to everybody right now.
Where'd you grow up? What city you grow up in, bro? So everybody can know.
Garden Grove.
GG?
Yeah, GG, Santa Ana,
Damn,
area,
so you grew up with, you just grew up with, you have no brothers, no sisters?
I got brother, I got sister, I got like 8 brothers. I don't know them. That was fucking around and shit.
Damn.
I don't really talk to my dad. I don't even know where he's at.
Damn.
Yeah.
What about your mom, bro?
She's right there. She's right there. It's cool. She's right there and shit. But we never really had like a good relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, bro.
And
like I fuck with her, like I love her, but like it was just like it's not an what do you call it? It's not an emotional relationship. It's just like here and there, high,
high bye
type shit. Yeah.
Damn.
So don't really go out. You know how like I always see people going out with their moms, or like stuff like that. And I don't even think I ever gone out with my mom like that.
Damn, bro.
Damn.
Yeah, because
but it's cool. Like it's not like I'm even blessed to have a mom.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people out here that don't have moms, bro, and I feel like they should appreciate or dads, but shit, either or appreciate what you have.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
You gotta appreciate what you have.
Yeah, because I'm definitely a family person. I'm always trying to take my mom out or my dad out, somewhere. Yeah, I grew up around like gangsters and drugs and all that too, bro. You know, but it's also the path and the friends you have that take you to wherever you're gonna go. Your destiny is. But it's up to you to really kind of be like, nah, I'm going the straight way or or the crooked way.
Yeah. At what moment did you think it was all messed up or that environment?
I mean, shit, bro. Honestly, it's just like, you know what I'm saying? You know nothing else but, like I said, doing evil stuff just to survive. I guess you're in survival mode.
The ghetto?
Just grew up surviving.
Yeah.
Surviving.
Damn.
That relationship that you had with your folks, it's like what changed your mindset?
You know what's crazy? Like I always see a lot of memes about black people like not having their dads. You know what I'm saying? Like they always be like.
Yeah, that's
one of I guess making fun of them, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, like you got no dad, this and that. But that shit really affects people growing up, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Big time.
It does.
Yeah, if you don't have a father in your,
I never realized that until like later on in life.
That,
you know what I'm saying?
When did it click? Did you have a moment where you're like, fuck, like this and that?
Oh shit, bro. Fuck.
That's one of many question, bro. Yeah.
Probably like maybe like high school. I would say high school, middle school, high school.
Because you played soccer too, right?
Like, damn, huh?
You played soccer too, right?
Yeah, I was a beast. I was a beast.
And you wanted your dad to go see you play or what? Or what?
Like, so you're good at soccer, basically.
Yeah, I was good at. That's a good question because I never had my parents go to my games.
See, that's what I'm talking about, bro.
That's what you need. That's what
I
you
didn't even think about that. I didn't
even
think about that. Yeah, I never had my parents go to my games.
Damn, dude. That's sad, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty intense stuff. But I mean, that's also part of the other side of what we talk about here, because we talk about a lot about family, a lot about stuff like that. And even in our backgrounds, even with things like that, there are a lot of people that they probably don't have that relationship with their families, and they're not that close to them.
Yeah.
And
what about you guys? You guys go close with your parents?
Yeah, I think we both pretty close to our families, but we grew up.
You guys are.
Yeah. Same here. Yeah, same. I'm really close. Obviously, we grew up as a unit, and then growing up, growing up in one bedroom almost with just my whole family renting.
Yeah. All families aren't perfect as well, because you still have your I wish I have a dad at this time, because you'll be beating your ass up, bro. You're like get mad and shit, but at the same time, it's like you need a father figure in your life to guide you to the right path, bro. But anyways, bro, yeah. Hey, so I got a question for you, man. So
talk to me.
So we're doing it for the community as well. So if there's a kid or a teenager that's listening right now, he's probably like in high school, 15, 16.
Yeah.
What did you do to guide you to the right path? Because I know you're a day trader, so
Honestly, bro, just being consistent. And just having that hunger, bro, honestly, because when you're consistent, you got that hunger, bro, like no matter how many times you fail, as long as you're consistent, bro, it's like you're bound to hit. So I started day trading, bro, probably like 2021 or 2022. Yeah, 2021 or 2022. I was doing I had like a e-com store, actually. I had an e-com store with my homie Roy and shit. And we were running it up, and then as a matter of fact, my homie Roy had shown me some fool that was a day trader. I don't want to say his name because that motherfucker scammed me. Fuck you, motherfucker. He fucking scammed me, fool. But,
yeah, damn,
bro. He had introduced me to his Instagram. Day trader, bro. He was making like fucking, I kid you not, like 400K a trade, like swinging that shit.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, you can make this type of money. At the time, I thought you can only make money if you buy the stock.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you buy the stock and you hold,
long term.
I was like, damn, you need a lot of money for that to make a good amount of money, But then I started researching it, and I was like, damn. What this guy was doing, he was buying options, and with options you can make way much more money in less of a time.
But don't you need a $25,000 $25,000 deposit.
Deposit.
Yeah.
So
Or something like that?
apparently, supposedly, you need a 25K deposit just so you can trade more than. I forgot.
Is it like more insurance?
No,
like,
you can trade more than 3 times a week.
If you put that much in there.
If you put that much in there. So basically, you can trade as much as you want. As
And
long as you have
obviously-
25K. That's what I think that's what it is. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what it is. Because I was researching that, and then I actually turned my account into a cash account. So basically, if I deposit $1,000, I'm able to trade that $1,000. Once I use up that $1,000, I can't trade no more that day. So if I have $1,000 and I use 200 to trade, I have 800 left to trade.
Oh wow.
When I started doing that, I don't know now if it's changed or not, but that's how because I don't trade that stuff. I trade futures.
What about the meme coin thing?
Oh, that bro.
time-
Honestly,
yeah.
I haven't even looked into the meme coins like that, to be honest with you. To me, it's a gamble.
It
Meme
is
coins.
a gamble. It is
You know,
a gamble.
so if I have some extra money, it's shit. I've been going to the casino and fucking getting rents like fucking 3-4K, bro. Like, I'd rather put that shit into some meme coins.
Damn.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Again,
So you're always
baccarat.
at the casino or what?
Bro, I'm there. I'm surprised. I'll probably be there tonight.
Some
Internet
casino tips.
Casino tips.
There is none, bro. You
Don't-
lose all your money, bro.
Don't drink. Don't actually. No, you gotta drink. You
When you lose your money, you'll be like, man, whatever, but you know.
Don't drink, but
so
don't drink.
casino tips. Leave an extra $50, $100 just in case you get rinsed. Like you lose on, you have some money to eat. You know.
Did you te embrujaron, güey, or what?
I know. Oh, we gotta talk about that. So
Yeah, bro. Like,
Yeah, shit. Some fool wanted me to fucking. What do you want me to do? He want me to like
some P Diddy shit.
some egg shit. And this fool showing me pictures of like a goat, like all like chopped up and shit. I'm like, what the fuck, like. And he wanted me to pay him $5K. I'm like, fool, I'm not paying you. This is a scam.
5K, bro.
5 bands,
the
fool,
like
to do a
Woodstock
fucking.
Hell
I'm
nah,
like,
bro.
you tripping? Fool.
Here,
I'll go
hey,
fuck.
give me
find a
5K,
goat.
bro.
Give me 5K, fool.
I'll get you a goat.
I'll
and,
get
some eggs.
I'll get you some more goats and fucking, you know, some fucking,
God,
you know, this was fucking charging me $5K to fucking watch this fool kill a goat and shit.
bro.
You know, sometimes I be in bed like I hope the devil just pops up right now, like you know, like I want to see how it looks. You know,
Yeah, nah, you gotta invoke that muff, bro,
Hey,
and
man.
it takes a lot of levels to get to that place, dude.
So you paid the 5K or what?
fuck no.
Yeah, bro. Like in Haiti, they charge almost the same thing.
Oh,
too,
I
bro.
know,
You
bro. They say
Haiti-
your boy Kodak Black
Oh,
be doing that
Kodak
shit
Black,
too.
yeah, that's shit.
Damn, that fool
Hey,
did that
shout
shit.
out Kodak Black. He did that shit.
Yeah.
Shout out Kodak Black, bro.
And he went crazy. You see that video when he was on the street?
Yeah,
he couldn't
was
even talk
all,
anymore.
Like, tweaking out on
No,
the street.
that's not brujeria.
Be honest, from all the drugs that
I mean, I heard good things though. Lately, he said he paid off the rent of a bunch of people over there in Florida.
Oh.
He paid off like the rent for 2 months, but he didn't want any publicity off it. But some lady said it's oh yeah, Kodak's been paying our rent and all this.
that's pretty.
Shout out Kodak though.
That's pretty cool.
Name another.
Damn. So you think day trading is something that people need to learn, or what do you think about all this, bro?
That shit is not for everybody. If you're not patient, dog, bro, I'm addicted to this shit.
Damn.
I'm addicted to it, bro. I'm addicted to, and I admit it, I'm addicted to the casino. I'm addicted to the stocks. I'm addicted to
Too
the
fast money.
I'm a.
Too fast
So what
money.
would you consider yourself? A businessman, a trader, this and that? What would you consider yourself, bro?
Fool.
What do you
Full.
consider yourself?
Honestly, fool, I want to be a dad.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. I feel like if I have a kid right now, for like.
But that's what you consider yourself a dad right now. What do you consider yourself right now?
Right now, like-
a dad right now.
Right now, fool?
You might be, bro. Who knows, bro? Damn.
So what's the most you made in a short amount of time?
The most I've made, bro, is probably I haven't had like a big win, but I've had like a lot of consistent wins. I think my highest win was probably like not a lot, bro. Pay like 4K, maybe 3-4K,
Yeah.
and it was on a funded account.
Yeah.
And but that's like multiple times, you know what I'm saying? And that's the reality of it. But shit, bro, I've been doing this shit for fucking 4.5 years, bro. 3 years of straight fucking losing, bro, and I didn't quit because I'm not the type to quit. I'm starting to learn how to take a loss, bro. I'm starting to learn like protect your bankroll. I'm starting to learn like not every day you're gonna win. You know, everything that people talk about like don't trade every day. be patient, you know, don't risk your whole account. Like, it starts adding up and you start realizing like, damn, they're right. Just follow, bro. Just follow what they're saying. Shit, you know, follow your strategy and let it play out, bro. And that's it, bro.
So what's
like,
one of your idols growing up, bro? Like, to change the subject, like
idols, like in what?
What's something that you look up to, actually? Like, because you know, you say that you like fuck everybody and fuck everything, but like, what's something that you looked up to? Like, for real, like in it could be a movie, it could be anything.
A director, an actor,
I don't really,
bro.
Damn, fool.
Not
That's a
money,
hard question. I never thought about that.
Just money, fool.
So for you, it's all just nothing. I mean, I don't disagree, bro. I don't disagree. No, I don't disagree, bro. I don't think you should look up to anybody, bro. I don't think you should look up to anybody.
That's a good. No,
but yourself, right?
But yourself. But I mean, yeah, I love my dad. I love my family. I love people. I love them as for who they are. But in terms of looking up, it's always gonna be you, bro. Like, that's the truth. But like, what do you make of yourself? Like, what do you actually want? Like, so what do you think about that, bro? Like, genuinely, what do you like? Something that you like, bro. Like, what is something that you liked?
What inspires you, motivates you?
What's a good movie you like? A movie that you like?
I like shit, bro. Honestly, I like making money, dog.
You don't like a movie? You don't like anything?
Movies?
Something that you chose.
I probably fuck with
The Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street. That's a classic.
But you said Interstellar.
Interstellar's dope. I like space. I like the whole idea of other life. You know what I'm saying?
You like all that ideas?
No, for sure. You're telling me, dog. Like, we're the only people. We're the only human. We're the only species, because not everybody, you know, we're human. They're probably not human. There's some, you know, they could be other shit.
Well, didn't Katy Perry just go to Mars or something?
You know how?
I know they just came back from fucking Mars, bro. Did you think it was real? You think it was
Katy
real
Perry?
or not?
Yeah, that shit was real for sure, bro. Anybody can go up there like that.
I heard. I feel like it's a hoax, bro. I feel like it's.
I don't believe that at all. And they always have like someone that's famous.
How they fucking keep it? They could have died, bro. Like, what the fuck?
And they have all this money, bro.
Let me ask you.
They want to go up there.
The teachers. Remember they sent up teachers back in the day. They sent up teachers in the early 2000s, and they blew up.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you think there's aliens, then you believe in spirits too. I think they're the same thing.
I don't know.
Yeah, bro. I think they might be the same thing.
Maybe the aliens are the spirits.
Nah, that's what we're talking about.
You know what I'm saying?
We're talking our language right now.
Yeah,
you're at the right place.
True. There you go, bro. We're trying to find you. You're in the dark hole. You're in the dark hole where you're
telling
trying to put a light on you, bro.
Oh my god, damn,
bro.
You know how old supposedly, right? The universe is.
All right, tell us how old.
I don't know how old, but it's old. It's old,
what,
bro.
1000 BC or something?
Bro, no.
Okay, so
aside from that, bro, there's got to be other species out there, dog. Like, shit, they can't even look like us. Supposedly, we were made, right? We were genetically modified. You know,
by monkeys,
monkeys,
some shit like
lizards.
that. Fool, but I seen a monkey's hand the other day on Instagram, and it didn't have the black fur or the skin tone, like pigment, or whatever you call that. Fool, his thumb looked like mine. Like, it looked identical, bro. I'm like, damn.
Sometimes when you look at these monkeys, bro, they look like you're looking at a person. They look almost like awake.
Fool, no cat.
They look
like,
almost
damn,
awake.
we're probably monkeys. Like, you know, like.
Do you think you guys know that the government knows about like what happens after you die? Did you guys ever think about that? Because you know how there's a lot of people that have what is it? Well, they have the money to do it, and all the years, like old family, the Vici family or whatever, like thousands of years they've been alive, and they already know exactly what could happen, right?
Ain't these families, these rich families, they use numbers, so they have C-sections on certain days to imprint the kids with the energy of the day. Like if you watch the astrology, watch the clouds, you or the sky, you pick a certain day of the month with that number that has an energy to it. And you have a C-section that day, and then they're born on this day, and they have this quality. So you can kind of plan a birth in that way. But it goes even deeper than that. Like the people who do yoga and stuff like that, they say that they even plan their next birth, basically.
Fool, I think I've seen that numerology shit. Is that shit like where like it's like codes and shit, like 5-5? Fool, your brother knows what I'm talking about. That fool fucking I know his name, but shit, I don't know. I can't get free shout outs.
You already shot out the whole world.
God damn.
What do you guys think about human kidnapping? If it's real, why are they doing it? You know, shit like that. You think it's real?
I think of course it's real.
You think it's
real? Of course it's real. Yeah, it happens every day. You know, every second, some kid's getting taken away, or you know, someone's getting killed, someone's getting their arm took off, or their organs, you know, taken off to sell to the black market, because there's obviously it's a business, bro. Like we were talking about.
They say they do that a lot with the homeless, people. They bring them up. They do it a lot, and what? They do it a lot with, if you have an organ donor slip on your license. They say if you have an organ slip, a lot of conspiracies they're talking about, oh, take it off, this and that. And a lot of paramedics are talking about like, hey, I've seen them like not resuscitate people because they have an organ donor and they're young and they want to take their organs, and it's a huge business. They have warehouses they've uncovered warehouses in Arizona of body parts that they've been selling to people.
What kind of body parts though?
Well, all the body parts people need.
Cause shit, I don't know if can you keep an arm, like, you know, like for that long? Cause I know you could keep probably a heart, you know, a kidney maybe, you know, like what kind of body parts are they taking? You know,
I think livers. Can you take livers?
Yeah, livers,
kidneys.
But a lot of the stuff you need it fresh, though. That's the thing. A lot of stuff you need it really fresh, and I don't know what the business side of it is, but obviously, I'm sure they got tapped in with how people do it. But I do know that there's warehouses, and they even say that there's human trafficking in the big shipping yards in LA. You know how they have the LA docks?
Yeah,
they have big containers full of some. They say sometimes they're alive. They hear yells, but they say that there's weird shit going on with truckloads of bodies, this and that, or frozen bodies.
If you're saying that there's like yells coming from the containers, right?
That's a rumor. So I'm not saying that.
It's a rumor. Okay, well, wouldn't that alert the people working there?
Yeah. So this is coming from the workers.
Are they in on it?
And that's where we
are they in on
to the conspiracy aspect is that there's so much money involved, right? So if there's so much money involved, like you say, then that money being poured into it will trickle down into the workers, or not even the workers, but into the management. So the management's tapped in, and the management acts like they're blind, right? So they have to act like, oh no, you're just hearing shit, right?
Yeah.
So then that's where that's how government works. That's how anything works.
All the workers there, like they can't. I mean, they probably hear people screaming, and they can't do anything because they have like a lot of. I mean, like top elite people that lead that, and
there's a lot of money to be made.
There's a lot of money to be made, and if you mess with their money, your family goes gone, bro. You go gone too, man. It's like cartel shit, bro. Yeah, like you mess with them, and they'll wipe your whole family out just because of money.
And what is that? Good or evil?
That's definitely evil, bro.
Bro, I guarantee you, fool. If you put two people, right? Fool, if you put two people in the same room and they're both have nothing in their life, right? And you tell one another, hey, I tell them, hey, fool, like, if you kill this fool right here, I'll give you $5 million.
Depends on where their background.
What do you think he's gonna say? You think he's gonna say, nah, I'm not gonna do that because I'm a good fool? He's gonna go kill this fool.
I think that's an interesting conversation.
They're gonna stab each other. If you tell them, hey, the winner of this,
okay,
whoever gets out of here is gonna get $5 million, and you're gonna be rich.
It's an interesting conversation because that's like the Squid Game.
You watch the Squid
Game show?
You think they're gonna fucking just be like, nah, we're not gonna kill each other? Like, fuck with fool. They're gonna go to war, dog.
And it depends on their background. That's
what I'm saying.
Depends on where they come from.
That's what I'm saying. But you think there's fool, let me ask you something. You think there's more good in you think
nobody's saying that.
Okay,
I don't know why you're saying
that.
Nobody's saying that.
We're saying that.
No, okay.
You're making
you say it depends on the background, right?
Not everybody's playing that game that you're playing, bro. Not everybody has your mentality. Not everybody sees the world the way you see. You see the world and you see like everybody's survival mode. No, some people have nothing and they're in abundant mode. Like you don't understand. They're not playing under your rules. You think everybody's playing under your rules.
It's not my rules.
You create your own rules in your mind, and also you're putting them on everybody. It's not true, bro.
Also, too, it's like money is not everything.
Way more evil in this world than there's good, and that's why this world just hasn't, became one.
I think it's easy to see it both ways, bro. If you choose to see it that way, you'll find infinite reasons to see it that way.
Yeah, that's
if you choose
true.
to see it the other way, you'll find infinite reasons to say it that way. But ultimately, everything does have to have a balance because it does just the way it's
and especially
works,
here in
That's the way
America,
it's
and especially here in America, I don't know if you ever seen videos of like these little kids from America. They're like, when they open up a Christmas present, they're like, yes, I got an iPad or I want an iPhone. They'll be asking too, like the Santa's list, whatever. They want all materialistic things, and if you go to another country, they'll appreciate more what they have. Like, sweater. Like they'll be like all excited about that. So it's like America focuses more on materialistic things, and for you to go to the top, you got to keep on doing, working your ass off or doing shady shit or whatever you like to do. But it's more of like you never get the full. You're always stressed out if you think about it. If you're going that route with all that, just chasing just money, you're gonna be stressed out all the time. Obviously, you're gonna have your cool, here and there is like, oh, I got this much money. But I feel like a lot of evil comes in. Like everybody, when they see you get money, bro, people just keep pulling you down or some shit, But
it's a tool. I don't think it's evil. I don't think it's good. I think it's a tool, and it will bring out the best and the worst in people, just like anything else.
It is a tool. Money is a tool.
It's a tool. I don't think it's the most evil thing, but I think people can allow themselves to be evil, bro. I think people if you give people a little bit of power, even if you've been working any shitty job, whatever. Anybody you see right away, when somebody becomes a little manager or some shit, they'll become like even more of a dick, or they become this and that. Money. And it's like the power over somebody else. So your whole take is okay. So if you had a message to people, you want everybody to be like evil mindset type of shit.
I wouldn't tell them to be evil, but I would just tell them, hey, just do what you got to do.
All right. If you're
do what you have to do,
talk to a younger version of yourself, what would you tell them?
That I would tell, hey, this world is evil. You can either choose to be good, or you could choose to fit in. What do you want to do? You know what I'm saying?
You fit in.
I fit in.
So you think people, if they go on their own path, that's not what you choose. You think you gotta be like everybody else?
No. I choose. It's because you fools are like, how do I say it? No. You guys are trying to make it seem like I'm like evil in a way, but like,
you're the one saying that, bro. Like, you're the one just talking about evil, bro.
Like, no, but what I'm saying is like, bro, like sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, bro. Like,
we agree. You gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do. But like, if this world was good all around, I'm sure there'd be no evil.
Of course not.
Right?
Yeah, but if you were to spread a message, would you spread it? What would you? Because
I would just tell them like, hey, like, just do what you gotta do, like.
Bro, I think the point of this podcast, when we've been talking about all this thing, is like we're not naive to the world, bro. We know people are bad.
I gotta use the restroom.
Oh, no,
all right.
Man. All right, let's get it. Let's get it, bro. So okay, so we're back now. We're chilling. Took a quick break, bro. We're right here with Ami. And we got the brown gorilla right here, Martin. Yeah. We're chilling, man. What do you think? Shady practices, shady things, shady experiences you've had, bro.
Ah, shit, man. Shit, bro. I've been scammed, dog. Like I said before, I've been scammed. I mean,
how?
Thinking that I paid somebody to teach me how to perfect my skill, and they ended up not coming through. They just took my money and. I never heard from them again and shit like that.
Damn,
but
bro.
I thought that was pretty shady. Like, how you gonna promise something? How you gonna promise a service to somebody and not come through with it? You know what I'm saying? That's pretty shady to me.
How would you? You know what I'm saying? Avoid that. Like,
how would I avoid that? Like, shit, bro. How I would avoid that would be like honestly, the way I would avoid that would just be just learn myself. It's just trial and error, learn myself, and then I feel like I can get the hang of it. So rather than paying somebody that's gonna scam me, or
even though it takes a little longer when you.
Exactly. Yeah, it might take a little longer, but I'm sure there's people out there that you can pay to teach you, but there's so many fakes out there that probably scam you. Want your money and won't give a fuck about you. It's just they're only gonna care about themselves. So I would say just learn on your own. Might take a little longer, but at the end of the day, it'll be worth it.
Yeah, I've heard that story many times, bro. Like, there's even barbers. Like, I used to work with some. I don't even want to name him, but I'm sure if you would ever listen to this, you'll know who he is. But there's a barber I used to work with, and we had this deal. He was a youngster. That's not even any kind of hard feelings, but we had this deal, and I gave him a really good price, and you know, he thought he thought it was different, but. Anyways, this guy did basically the same thing happened to him that with what happened with you. He took a class, or he met up with someone who's gonna like, hey, I'm gonna teach you how to blow up, this and that.
As a barber?
As a barber, like your social media. He was already a famous barber. The guy he was trying to learn from.
Yeah.
And so he's like, yeah, bro, I'm gonna teach you this and that. And then he's like, oh yeah. And he's like, basically. It's like, hey, bro, I'm done with yours. Like, we don't have to do it. And he tried to lag on like payment and all that kind of stuff. But I got my money. But he's like, so he thought that this guy was gonna give him more teaching than my help.
Yeah.
But I give him a good price, right?
Yeah.
So he basically took a solid deal and he trashed it for somebody who fucked him over. Wow. So that's kind of like how, like almost like an immediate kind of karma thing.
Yeah.
And then within a week, he hit me back, hey, bro, we got to keep doing this and that.
And what'd you tell him?
Nah, bro. Like,
nah.
You gotta pay me double, I don't even want to work with you anymore. And it's kind of like that, no hard feelings type of thing. But you know, those are the lessons you learn, and because it's very rare to come across someone who's doing solid business for a good price,
big time,
and
big time.
There's a lot of scammers out there, but time will tell, and time usually eats them away. Nobody can. Definitely. Lies don't last forever, and they'll fall by their own sword. People eat themselves away. They don't. As much as people say this and that, they do it to themselves, and they can't escape it. You can't escape yourself.
Yeah, bro, and that's crazy because it's I was trying to go back on what this guy said, saying that the guy scammed them, and it's really hard to find a person that will actually teach you the good and the good stuff and little tips in here and there to help you out in life. And there's so many freaking scammers now, bro. It's like So like going back, I'm sure that guy regretted. I mean, like, man,
no, definitely, he hit me up for a long time, and then he still tried to copy everything that I would teach him and everything that I did from. He still tried to copy it, but that deal's done. Like you see a lot too with people who are on the streets, especially around here. You know, Santa Ana, whatever. You have these people. They call them gypsies, bro. You ever heard of them? Like they're the gypsies.
I think so. Yeah.
Well, not to be
so.
racist to anybody,
what about the gypsies?
Like the people that travel here and there?
Yeah, they're called travelers or gypsies. But
what about
you'll see them. I don't want to say in general, but this is a well-known fact that a lot of groups expose them. Basically, it's the people who are on the intersections and where there's a lot of Mexicans. Usually, when there's Mexicans, because they kind of look Mexican, they're gypsies, but
asking for money,
and they have a sign like, "Oh, funeral expenses for this person." And they have like a whole family of people, and they're
what are they doing?
Basically collecting for a funeral. They have a photo of like maybe a young person, and they're like, "Oh, funeral for this person," and they're all families standing around every corner of the intersection with
I've seen that. I've seen that a lot.
I don't know if people do that for real or not, but I do know that there is a large group of gypsies that they work in this way. They like pretend to be kind of Mexicans, because Mexicans will help you out if they see a lot of homeless people. This is a well-known fact, even since the Great Depression, bro. A lot of homeless people will hang around Mexicans, even homeless whites, Mexicans, this and that. They'll hang around Mexicans because they're the only ones that kind of give them any like food or money. And this goes back into history. Like Mexican will give you a tortilla with beans, and if he doesn't have any money, and that's what. There's a lot of videos on this, but they say there's a lot of gypsies that will be doing scams like that. So that's something to keep an eye on too, because you never know what you come across in the intersections. But
you came across that before?
Yes, people doing different things. I mean, sometimes there's just vendors, but there's when they're holding signs and all this kind of shit. Like sometimes, usually they don't even speak Spanish, but they look straight Mexican. So you just try to speak to them in Spanish. Try to speak to them in Spanish, and then if they don't speak it, usually they're not going to be Mexican. Obviously, they're probably going to be something else.
And what do they do? They just ask for money, and then they get money?
They live off that. The gypsy community.
They live off the money?
Is known for being scammers. They travel from place to place. They do a scam, and then they go for another place. They scam it there, and they go. And then they have thousands of years of... so they're really smart in that way.
Yeah.
That's why they have these phrases of being gypsies and this, but they come from I think northern India thousands of years ago, and they just travel all over the world. But there's a lot of weird scams out there, bro. There's a lot of people. You got to be careful. That's why you got to pay attention with like certain cues, small cues. What do you think is a small cue? Like have you ever had any kind of weird scamming experience?
For sure I have, man. Yeah. Obviously I think more younger people and more older people fall for that easily, because either when you're young you want to become someone, and they sell you that hype, like, oh, I'm gonna get you on this and that. You're gonna get this and this, and then you fall for it, and then end up losing $1,000 or $2,000, right, when you're younger.
Yeah.
And then older folks are like, yeah, that it must be something. But yeah, I mean, one of the alarming things that goes off, in my opinion, is like social media big time when they have like the sponsors, like when they're trying to sell you some shit, and it's like those ads, bro, on YouTube. And man, that's for damn sure, bro. I'm like, I ain't trusting these. That's for damn sure, because they have the money to advertise too, to like get more people to come into your trap sometimes. And I mean, most of the time, I don't really know too much about that, but like I think that would be like, why would you if you're real enough, a lot of people just come to you naturally, bro.
Yeah.
But if you want more eyes, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm sure that's like a business option to do. That's really smart. But for the most part, it's just like people that do the advertisement. Like they had like Ty Lopez.
I know,
all
bro.
this shit, bro.
Oh, I just came across an ad about this randomly. It was yesterday. There was a California cows. I don't know if this is not a new one, but it just popped up on my YouTube because I had YouTube on. It popped up, and then it was such a strange fucking ad. It had cows dancing and singing, and it looked like an ad for idiots. Like a bunch of cows just dancing and singing, like with a jingle. Yeah. And it was basically telling you like, oh, hey, we're going to feed trash to the cows now. Oh, but they're singing it in a way where it's like, oh, this is the positive thing. It's to help the environment. But they're like basically telling you that they're going to feed trash that was going to go to a landfill to cows to recycle it or upcycle it. And it's going to trickle down to the cows and the milk and the cow meat. So they're basically poisoning the cows. Maybe it's cheaper food, and they're advertising it as a jingle, like, hey, like, this California. Is good for the environment. Yeah. So if you look it up, it's called Real California Cows, New Environment, some shit. But it came out like 10 months ago. But so it's not a new one, but like, bro, I think they're just making an ad to tell you that they're feeding them trash and for you to be okay with it. Oh yeah. And they're making it like a happy video, like a jingle. Yeah, like a subliminal, because it has to do with karma too. Because if they do it and you don't know about it, then they get whoever chooses that spiritually, karmic laws, whatever they say, they get the bad aspect of it. But if you tell somebody what you're doing to them and they go along with it, whether as nice as you say it or not, if they choose to go along with it, then the blame's on them. That's their choice. That's like a spiritual thing. And so a lot of things you see with politics, with influencers, with this and that, they usually tell you, hey, this is what you're going to get, and this is going to happen to you. You want it or not. And so they take the blame onto you. So it's like, if they coerce you or if they coerce your will, then they take the blame onto them. And that's kind of how it works in that subliminal way. And so right there, they're telling you, hey, we're going to feed all these cows trash, but if you choose to eat us, this and that. Yeah, so it's like,
so they're telling you that so they don't get the karma.
Yeah, in a deep way. Yeah. That's kind of how things be working.
Some spiritual, some shit. Warfare, I'm sure that shit. Is, yeah, for sure, bro.
Because they do that with 9/11 too. Because if you see 9/11 years before it happened, they already predicted it in cartoons and all that kind of shit,
like the Simpsons and all that.
Yeah, we have a bunch of stuff going on with people like. That we talked the Mexican stuff. They popped off on TikTok for whatever reason.
What do you fools think about? What are you fools thinking about ICE going around and fucking deporting people? Like, you guys think that's right? You think that us like La Raza is actually helping the economy in the United States? What do you guys think about that? You think it's fair that they're deporting our people, or you think we deserve a right to stay here?
Shitty that how he's attacking the Latinos first of all. That was his first thing, which is kind of like
going after him.
Yeah, it's like just like a big fuck you to me, like us. I mean, I would assume, because it's just like it's coming to that, because we're not all fucking criminals, but in the same time, if you watch the media, they'll just be talking about that
Latinos,
about Trump. Yeah, they'll be just talking about Trump and he's deporting that, but at the same time, they don't say also like, oh yeah, people from Europe, we're also deporting them.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, when you think immigrants, you think Mexicans.
Yeah, and this most of the time, the way the media says it, they're talking about Mexicans. Yeah. That's why I like the podcast shit, because it gives us a chance to like counteract some of that shit, even in a small way, bro. Like, let's say a clip pops off and you have a certain message, like that's a positive effect on the propaganda shit. Because like you say, bro, you have bad experiences with these people, and a lot of times a lot of Mexican workers have bad experiences with their bosses and all that shit, and it's like because people don't know the facts, bro. The people don't know the truth.
Exactly.
They just get they think, oh, this fool's Mexican, he's an idiot, like we're just gonna toy with this guy. And I think it's better to spread the right shit to wake people up a bit and make people a little sharper.
Yeah, and I mean it's kind of like it's also good and bad because I mean sometimes the bad is that obviously like if you get people get deported like it's happening, one bad apple ruins it for everybody. So if they're trying to find a criminal with a criminal history and he's a felon or whatever, and they're trying to find this guy, and ICE rolls up on them, and then they just see freaking people just walking by with their kids and stuff.
Yeah,
and then they take them too. I mean, that's kind of like messed up, but at the same time, it's just like a dog world, basically.
Yeah,
in that aspect of it, but it's always gonna be a dirty thing to do because you could just take people that are actually working just to get by, paying their taxes and all that here, bro.
Did you hear about that story about that dude? There's supposed to be a immigrant from Salvador that he got taken. What do you think about that? Did you hear about it? Or?
Yeah, I heard about it. It's been on the news. It's like one of the
top stories
at like the news. I don't really watch the news, but they're saying they had his wife just do a speech a couple hours ago that my dad was watching the news, so I'm like, I rolled by it and they had that they had his wife talking about like, oh yeah, if you're hearing this, we're with you, we're gonna fight for you and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm just wondering too, like, why are they so focused more on that? I'm sure there's many more cases. I don't know his criminal background history too, but they said that he was supposedly like from MS-13, but then they got confused because of his tattoos. I don't know. Some
weird shit going on.
Yeah, that situation for him definitely does suck. Plus, the president from Salvador said that we're not gonna give him back, bro. So he's gonna be like suffering like there. So
people say he's dead.
Yeah.
People say that he's not even alive. And if you look at, I don't know if this is real or not, but there's another conspiracy theory on TikTok. There came out satellite images of these prisons that they have in Salvador, these big facilities that they have, and you can't really make it out, but you just see big piles of what looks like meat and blood. And they say there's piles of bodies because some of these people that go into, because this guy's like, they say this guy turned into a dictator. The Bukele guy, he said that he already kind of turned into a full-on dictator at this moment because he already has all the prisons set up. And so now this guy is like, he's doing something with the prison system. They say that they go in and they never come out. So a lot of family members, these are the rumors saying that they go into these prison systems and they never come out. So they're saying that there's like almost like concentration camp vibes. But I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but these are some things coming out like random places. Yeah. And they're saying that about this guy. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird how he all of a sudden clicked up with Trump and how he speaks so perfect English and how this guy seems almost like an American guy and how he's in pictures with a lot of CIA guys. Yeah. So this guy says one of his biggest mentors is like some old CIA agent. And so a lot of these guys are in deep ways tapped into other things potentially. Wait, okay. So let's ask you a question. Would you put your spirit, your mind into a robot, bro?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Yeah. Fool, you can live forever.
You want to do that?
If you can transfer your conscience into a different body or a different machine, hell yeah. Bro, your body's gonna die eventually. I'd rather live as long as I can.
Damn. I think
and that's where we're headed, I think that's where we're headed. They're already making fucking human robots and fucking they have consciousness and this and that.
Yeah.
Bro, it's a matter of time where you can transfer your consciousness to a different body. Shit, bro. The way it's going, anything's possible.
Like the robots.
That's a fact. In 5 years, everything's going to be crazy.
Everything's advancing.
When
we're already...
Tesla robots come out in 2027.
God damn, 2027?
They're cloning fucking animals. You can clone your animal, like you can you can clone yourself if you want, I think.
Yeah, that would be pretty strange. That'd be. I mean, I don't know
what you put it in. That?
Have you guys seen the fucking? They brought back the dire wolf.
Oh, nah,
yeah.
I heard about
You've
it,
seen
but
that?
nah.
They brought back
crazy.
an extinct animal.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's
as
pretty
hell.
crazy, huh?
That's seven,
It's like a wolf, yeah.
It's like 7 feet, bro.
Damn.
Some shit like that.
That's
yeah.
wild, bro. They
That's
farm
crazy.
them.
Yeah, they for sure annihilate us, bro. Like nothing.
Yeah, they're
I'm
thinking
waiting for them to bring the woolly mammoth.
Exactly,
back.
yeah, I was gonna
I
say
want to
that.
see that shit. I want to see a woolly mammoth. Like I want.
damn.
Damn, that'd be cool if they have some Jurassic Park shit in real life. That'd be dangerous. So I think they would probably take over.
Yeah, yeah. That would be really interesting to see for damn
Like
sure,
real
but-
dinosaurs.
Yeah, I mean, you could just go in the ocean and go
Maybe
watch
so.
a freaking shark or a blue whale, bro.
Yeah.
If you want to
There's a
see something
dinosaur,
really
huh?
big, bro. That's the biggest it's gonna get right there, bro.
That's
An
a fact.
elephant, a giraffe.
Just to see how they look, because you know they don't look like the drawings, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
how can you imagine something from a skeleton? You could only imagine barely a little bit. Maybe they had feathers.
That's
Maybe they
true,
were
bro.
colorful. Maybe they were, pink. I don't know. Maybe they're a different ass color that we never even imagined.
Yeah. That's another whole rabbit
I
hole
know,
right
like,
there,
God,
bro.
that's what I think. I'm like, bro, we never
Who
gonna
invented-
know what dinosaurs really look like. And shit. But that's crazy with what's gonna happen with AI and all that consciousness.
Yeah, bro. You know what I
fucking-
feel like? I have an image of that. You know how whenever you get a new phone, it gives you that like little bubbly like to transfer your contacts to, right? You put the camera next to it, and then it'll be like, all right, just align it with this
Bluetooth shit almost.
Yeah, kind of the Bluetooth. Like, have you ever like when you get an Apple Watch too, bro? Like you
Like
put
pairing?
it, and it's like it's like on the screen, and it tells you like put your camera phone next to it, and then it'll read.
Okay.
Or it'll send all that information into that little device.
Yeah.
So I think that's like I have a picture of that, like how your consciousness is just gonna go, bro. It's like your
maybe
little
so,
brain
huh?
thing, yeah. Like, you're gonna transfer all this, just take a photo or some shit, bro. Yeah.
That's funny, bro.
That'd be pretty. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So, and who knows? Maybe God won't. I don't know, man. That's crazy. Like,
Maybe, yeah. That's. I mean, they say that's what the Elon Musk of the world they want to do. That they want to live forever in a digital consciousness type of shit.
Yeah.
But man, I don't know if I would choose to put my consciousness up there, bro. This whole thing that I was thinking about the other day, I'm like, you got this whole the ideology of the youngsters. They always want to prove themselves, but there's nobody in life to prove yourself to. Like there's nobody to impress. Like everybody is just as bad as the next person, and everybody can be just as good as the next person. But it's what you choose. And once you realize that simple truth, it's like there ain't no superheroes, like we already talked about. There's nobody that's gonna come in and save the world for you. It's your own choice, and you can't chase after somebody's approval. You can't chase after somebody, a pat on the back. As long as you're living well within yourself, and you're, seeking that. I think that's what matters ultimately. I think because, I think the culture of trying to prove yourself has gone so weird that you got these weirdos like doing weirdest things you can imagine people are doing just because their minds are like, oh yeah, I want them to think I'm this person that ultimately you're probably not that person. You are not what you think you are. It
goes back to like the OnlyFans too. Like everybody just mostly every girl wants to do that. Like when through the age of 18 to 24, they all want to do that. And I mean, it's just like maybe the social media influenced them a lot, saying that if you don't have this much money in your bank account, you're nothing. And if you don't have this Ferrari, you're nothing. And they sell their soul basically because everything online is forever, bro. Like, and it's it's really sad to see that, but they also want the fast money, the easy money, selling your body. I mean, nothing wrong with that. That's their choice, but the repercussion of it when it's like, 5-10 years later, bro, they just, they're just thinking at that spare moment and that, that year, they ain't gonna be young all the time, and they're probably gonna regret that. So and most of them do too, and they go do drugs and all that too. But
it creates just a culture of people like looking for approval, basically, and I think that creates like a lot of weird shit, man. Like, and that actually makes an imbalance. It's almost like a form of manipulation, bro. Like if the culture is so rooted in dudes trying to prove themselves so much, and every guy is trying to chase this approval, like you're just being controlled. It's like set up for you to be manipulated in that way. That's why all the real teachings tell you, like, I know most guys, it's hard to understand. You don't have to chase that approval or validation from women. Like you have to root yourself within yourself, because you're just like a chicken without a head, and you're just you're stuck in a trap, and you're always trying to show off and this and that. And I think it's created a culture of show offs basically. And when you have a culture of show offs, like it's going to be imbalanced. Our huevo's going to be imbalanced because it's like, that's not how it should be. People should work on themselves for themselves, and when it comes to them or what they can earn is like good enough. And if you don't have nothing, then you should be fine with that, bro. Because you shouldn't always like chase a pat on the back from anybody, and much less like another person, which is a woman. You know, like you should just. There's
be happy
no,
with yourself.
With yourself, like ultimately, that's the truth. Because you're externalizing your power the second you want it from. You want something from somebody. You're giving your power away.
Basically, yeah, your energy, your all that stuff, yeah. And it's kind of sad, yeah. I'm saying that you just start seeing more of that, and I think it's gonna get a little worse than that, bro. Because the AI and like we were talking about too, like the robots coming out and now their best, like when people can afford robots, that's gonna be their best friend, bro, and they ain't gonna be talking to nobody anymore. And people are just, I mean, they're divided right now, but I don't know and I wonder what the repercussion of that's gonna be, bro.
Shit. Yeah. Anything else that enough on, bro? You want to teach people something about your shit? Put people on to some kind of game that you wish you had, bro.
Shit, bro. I mean, game is game, and I feel like if there's so much game out there, bro, like it just depends on what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? There's all types of shit that you could be doing to make money. You could be, sell clothes. Fucking be a barber. Fucking, or everybody even chase to be an influencer. Make content. There's so much game out there. There's so much money out there. All I gotta say is just stay consistent and just do what you love, bro. And as long as you stay consistent and you do what you love, it'll pay off. In my opinion, just enough. Hard work pays off.
Fair enough. Yeah, that sounds good, bro. That's good. That's good to end off on. Anything else?
That's it. Yeah,
we're good, bro. All right, we'll be back next week, next time.
Peace.